A very warm welcome back to Edgewater, Saskatchewan for episode 29 with me, MrSealyp. We're back here on Edgewater, Saskatchewan. I've made a decision. I've made a couple of decisions actually because of what I'm doing at the moment, and I haven't run 2 for quite a while, but I'm running 2 for a little while. We'll see how this goes. I have just added in a 4th beehive because why not? I was talking with Bear and Papa, who has sent me some pictures, and he's playing on here as well at the moment, but he was talking about a situation with the train. Now, up until recently I couldn't get the train on the map, and then obviously things changed, the scheduling was changed, and the train will now come. I've got honey to sell, so we're going to check and see if it's a honey train. Now the problem with it being, there's no carriage, there's no flatbed, there's no log trailer. So Bear and Papa was saying, if you get a contract where you can sell to Saskatoon, or the prices are good at Saskatoon, there is no liquid tank, so how do you do that? But apparently you can do it through the silo, so we're going to give that a go. The other thing I've decided as well, because this is one now we're making good money, I've got my fertiliser being produced, we're going to roll round into planting season, and I'm deciding whether or not, I think, because on my other one I'm looking at sort of sugar beet and potatoes and stuff like that, this one, I've got some big fields now. If we go to our map, just as a reminder, so we've got these 31, 32 to this plot here. That one's got our cows on it at the moment. Of maybe planting one crop across all of it. And I don't know whether to do cotton or not, you know. So I said about buying a second big harvester, but again I haven't done things like sugarcane, cotton, sugar beet much of late. I've done the odd contract here and there, but I thought, what if we just did like a ton of cotton? And we could do a ton of cotton. But my decision I've made between now and then, I'm doing the chickens. I'm doing the chicken thing, I said. And I said I've got barley, I've got some wheat, but not necessarily enough. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put in some more greenhouses. Now the ones I've got, the open gardens, you can't, there's no cereal crops. I've got my subcontracting farmer Mike who's doing sunflower for us, but I'm going to try something else again. Oh no, come back a little bit. There we go. I'm going to go and get the fabric as well, I think. I'm see if we can sell that all off to Saskatoon. So it's going to be the honey and fabric train. Yeah, so I'm going to try, I think it's the multi-crop ones. I think we can do, I don't know if we can just do individual though, whether we can just do wheat or barley, I'm not sure. We'll have a look. I might put a couple in, and then what we'll do, we'll build up a bit of a head of steam between now and probably towards Christmas, so October, November into December, see how much we can get. Then if I've got a bit of a stock of wheat and barley, then I'm going to do massive chickens. Not massive, do you know what I mean? Yeah, we'll just have 3 massive chickens laying huge eggs. You know what I mean? The big chicken barns. The one I used on Western Wilds, but we're going to do multiple. And I said about maybe doing 20,000, and it was weird. I literally said that, and then what map tour was it I did? It was the one of the newer Dutch maps, and had 3 or 4 of the big chicken barns on the map. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. Why not? This is the one, you know, where I'm now kind of, I can try stuff out and do things that I thought about doing and hadn't done and wasn't doing, and I'm now thinking, why not? I can afford to, I can try some things out, see how it all pans out. So I'm going to head over to the spinnery and we'll pick up our fabric. I'm going to leave this on here because I'm going to need that for picking up fabric. We'll strap those down, hopefully. There we go, and there we go. And I'll head over and we'll grab the fabric, and then we'll go down to the silo and hopefully transfer it over. I think I'll try it. I mean, that's just based upon what I've been told, so hopefully we'll get the train in and we'll send it off to Saskatoon. That'll be the first thing. I haven't sent anything off to Saskatoon, so we'll find out, won't we? That was interesting. got halfway here and realised I hadn't strapped down the skid steer loader. I'm thinking, blimey, that moved a lot, and then realised I hadn't strapped it down. Oh, hang on, got to be careful here. I don't want to drive over that because we could end up selling our honey here. And I want to try this train thing. I mean, if it doesn't work, it's all good. I shall move elsewhere. Problem is, oh, maybe I can put the. I'm thinking fabric on the front, maybe. Yeah, let's try that. Great demand at Brenda's Fresh Produce. I wonder what that's a great demand for. Let's have a look, shall we? Once you find yourself, I'm sure it used to come up and say what the great demands were for, but now you have to kind of scroll through till you find the one that's in blue. There we go, it's for tomatoes. I haven't got any tomatoes. Oh well. A couple of fabrics here, possibly 3 if we're lucky, but I think I might need 2. There we go, that'll do. I was even thinking about maybe putting another spinnery in. So there's that one, there's one that changes everything. It goes direct to clothing, so you don't have the fabric in the middle. So you just bring your, but then it wouldn't do the flax, that's the thing. I was asked the other day about the flax at the spinnery, and is that available as a mod? It's only on here because the map's got flax on it. So whoever it was had said that there's another map that's got flax on there. Actually, I need to put another end on it. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll put it up top. Yeah, so unfortunately, but I was just thinking the speed of processing is quite slow, and I've got so much flax as well that, not flax straw, got so much flax straw I can keep the spinnery going indefinitely, even if I ran out of cotton and wool. If I just pop that up there, like that, stop there, if I do that and that, sorted, that'll hold that in place, that'll hold that in place, and let's go. Let's see if we can't get this to work. Oh no, oh no, don't go past. I've done that so many times where I've been setting something up or I've gone to do something and I've driven over a sell point or past one with bales, or and then you end up selling stuff you wanted to keep, and I can't be the only one. There we go. While we're driving down, I've been saying recently about doing longer jobs and audio book and that kind of stuff. The other evening, I finished what I was doing, and normally I'll finish what I'm doing, I'll make my dinner, or MrSealyp will make dinner, and you know, we sort of take it in turns depending on what we're having and that kind of thing. And occasionally we get a takeaway or whatever, and I'll eat my dinner and watch an episode of something, you know, whatever it might be. And you kind of get that binge worthy, sometimes you think, oh, I'll watch one more, kind of thing. Well, I started watching a series on Disney Plus called Welcome to Wrexham, and it's the documentary about Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney that bought Wrexham Football Club, and the story of them going through trying to get out of the National League up into Division 2, League 2, and I thought, oh, you know what, I'll give it a watch. You know, it's brilliant. I'm absolutely loving it. What I'm loving as well is, yeah, all right, so it's Ryan Reynolds and it's Rob McElhenney, and you know, they're famous people and they bought the club. But the actual documentary itself focuses on so much more. The history of Wrexham, the history of Wrexham Football Club, the fact it's the oldest national stadium in the world, the history of Wrexham with the coal mining, steel industry. It focuses not just on them buying the club, but the history of the club itself. It focuses on people that work at the club, the footballers and their lives. It focuses on supporters and their lives, and it's a real roller coaster of a watch, but absolutely brilliant. I've been really enjoying it. Sort of fascinating because you kind of knew about it. It was in the news, but it's so much more of a kind of deep dive behind everything that happened and when it happened and why it happened, and absolutely brilliant. Really good. So yeah, well worth a watch. I just thought while I was driving down, I'll mention that. Now what? Right, I say I don't know what should happen. It should take these into the silo. If I've got this right, from what I was told. I think it's this one, isn't it? I will double check that. Doesn't hurt to double check. Yep. If it doesn't take him, then I'm a bit baffled, but we'll see. But I don't know where it's going to put them on the train. Okay, so where then? So honey's not accepted here, but what about the... Where is it accepted then? Did I misread what was sent to me then? Potentially. That's the transfer station. That one. Oh, hang on. Hold your horses. Yeah, it could be that one, couldn't it? Could be one for pallets. One for pallets and one for grains, is it? Is it? Should have looked in both when I had it turned on before. Yep, there it all goes. Well, there's a thing, and no mistake. So the question now is... we need to call the train. Is that from over here? Through the ditch. Let's call the train. Oh, tell me that's not perfect timing.
What? Cut!
Just had a MrSealyp encounter. She keeps coming into the room and talking while I'm recording because she doesn't know I'm recording. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how this is going to work. So the spout, are we underneath the thing? I think we might be underneath. Let's go through until we find them. Yeah. Fabric's gone in. How bizarre. Close that cover. Open that cup. No. What is that doing? It doesn't open all of them, doesn't it? Why is it still in that? Oh, because the second car is the second train. Oh, I see. So, honey. Okay, it's in. I really wasn't expecting that. Okay, well. First time selling out to Saskatoon. Oops. For the cost of 51, we haven't done it right actually. 14,000 for the little bit of honey we had and the little bit of fabric we had. Let's turn that off. That off. I've got to walk back now. Head low. Right. So next. Did I just turn that back on again? I did, didn't I? We're going to head up. I'm trying to work out where I'm going to put the greenhouses in for doing wheat. We've got manure, which I think they're going to take. They're going to need seed, they're going to need water, and probably fertiliser. We've got all, we've got all of those, so we shouldn't have a problem. And then we'll see. I'm not sure whether we can pick. Well, we'll find out. We'll have a look. I'm down to collect my manure that I'm going to be using, and what I don't use will go in for fertiliser production. We should be able to stick in 60,000 litres and we'll be good to go. I want to address something that was asked when I said about doing a job for a deal with Big Ron. Was an interesting one that was suggested to me. Seems like forever since I was last on it. Who was it? Sorry if I've forgotten. Anyway, so what was going to happen? Big Ron doing off-season work for people, doing drainage and drain tile and that kind of stuff, cleaning up washouts and waterways and that kind of thing. He wanted to move a little bit more into construction. So what he was suggesting was that if he bought a plot of land, would I go in with him and start concrete production? He wanted to go into doing concrete. So off-season, he could work away on doing concrete work, producing concrete for either local construction companies or for himself or whatever he want to do. And that encompassed then using rocks that we've been doing rock picking, lime which we've got, but then also there'll be gravel, sand, and then you can make concrete. But I encountered something very strange because I had every intention. I thought, you know what, yeah, why not? Let's do something else, try something I haven't tried before. And I ended up going away and having to test it elsewhere because what happened, and I still don't understand why, Ron had sort of initially purchased a plot of land on sale or return, and so we were looking at where we could, where we could do it and what would be okay with the Chamber of Commerce, but every time we tried to implement the building of it, if you know what I mean, it kept saying we didn't have enough money, which didn't make any sense because I could understand it if it was hilly and it needed to do loads of landscaping and that kind of thing, but the facility itself was 296,000. But as you can see, we've got more than enough for that, and it didn't matter where we tried, it said we didn't have enough money, and it wouldn't let us. So we couldn't move forward with the venture, which was odd. So I went elsewhere and thought, we'll take a trip, we'll go elsewhere, we'll try it somewhere else, and it worked perfectly, but not here. So I don't know what that was about, but I just couldn't. Wow, this is all over the shop today. I've done this before, haven't I? Let's raise the suspension and see if that makes a difference. If it's pulling down the suspension a little bit, sometimes it gets a little bit squirrely over the front axle. So what we're going to do is down here, and I'm kind of at that point as well, I've said on this, because of the money situation now, of, I'm just, let's just try stuff, let's have a go. We've got various different options going on with the open garden, with the subcontracting for sunflower, so we'll give this a go. And I'm sure this has had a few upgrades of late. What I am going to do is, I think, oh, we got a water pipe. When did I put the water in there? Oh, for these. I must have put it in for these. Okay, what we might do then, I think I'm going to remove some fence sections. I'm going to put it here because it's fairly flat. So rather than keep going that way, which then gives me a weird sort of a bit here and a bit there onto the next field, if I go this way a little bit, we can utilise this space. I'm also thinking about when we do the chicken barns, because there's quite a mound here, maybe we could put them on, I can't remember how big they are fairly big. Whether we could put them in a row along there somewhere. That way we wouldn't have to buy a new plot, and we can utilise the ground we've got without, that's kind of a bit out on its own, rather than eating into a main section of field, potentially. So right, fence out first. I'll remove the standpipe as well. We can put one back in next to everything. Now I'm pretty sure, actually let's just double check it. This one comes with, no, we want production, greenhouses. We've got a left and a right. And I want to put them so they're both in the middle, which will make life a little bit easier. So what we'll do, put that on. Go back to that. So that one's got to that side. Maybe a little bit extra to buy in place. We'll do a little bit of landscaping around it. Let's go with that one there. And then that one has it the other side. Doesn't it? Oh, okay, that's going to cost a little bit more. It's got to do a little bit more landscaping, I think. We might have to do a bit of work around it. Let's go with that. Okay, 2. That should be enough, shouldn't it? I don't know. Yeah, so again, with that, I'll just go into my landscaping, go down to our soften. I can increase the intensity of that if I want to. Go out a little bit as well, I think. I think we need to go a little bit further with that. Let's try and smooth that out a little bit. Over this side. Not too bad, actually. Our ridge there. Is that doing anything? Yeah, a little bit. Okay, so as far as landscaping goes, do I want to grass over that and put another track in? So all these decisions need to be made. Put a bit of grass in between, or concrete, and yeah, let's go with painting. So yeah, I'm just show you the process of what we're doing, because we had a whole load more new ones put in, didn't we, with gravel and stuff. But I don't think we'll take that as animal dirt. Is that right? That's perfect. Right, so let's do that in the middle there. That joins those up. At least that way, when pallets are spawning out in the middle, I can come up here with whatever I'm using. In this case, we've got my telly skid. Rather than to go around one side, round the other. It's a good idea actually having those like that. I might extend that out. No, I don't need to extend that out that far, do I? We'll grass first. So again, we'll do that. Try and get that. There we go. I'll put some grass in as well. I don't know if I'm going to come out in front with grass. Yeah, I might do actually, and then we'll do our path. And this is just, like I say, these are bits I normally kind of either edit out or don't show, or, you know, I'm going to leave a bit of a border here as well, simply because of when we start to do seeding and sowing and stuff like that. I don't want to be too close up to the greenhouses. So what we'll do, I'll put a strip out the front here, because I didn't leave myself enough room when I did the pallet and bale storage, or the bale storage, so I want to make sure I've got enough room out front here. Then we'll grass it. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do about the front now actually. Go much bigger actually. Oh no, it's a bit too big I think. You know what, I'm going to go back to what I said. And this can all change, like I say, save it in case you make a mistake. If you do anything wrong, you can always adapt it, adjust it. And you might do something and think, oh yeah, I like that, and then do something else and think, well, I'm not sure now. But you can come back in and you can just do a little bit of fiddling around till you get it just right. Depends how sort of perfect you want to get it. We'll have that. Yeah, we'll have it as dirt out the front, I think. And then we'll do that, swap that to that. And then from the gravel, we've got animal dirt on that one, I think. So we'll go from there. And it can all be adjusted. That would come across there. And obviously this would wear itself out over time, but you know, at least it looks a little bit more as it should, I think. That's not so bad. Do a little bit of a blend there. Doesn't have to be too crazy. Right, we're in. So let's get the manure in. I honestly can't remember. Such a long time ago I even looked at these, what they even take, or how much we're going to get, or you know, I honestly haven't got a clue. So how much is each one going to take? Okie dokie, 20,000. That's a fair old chunk. I hope it's not 20,000 of each. I haven't got that much seed or fertilizer, or I've got fertilizer, it's not a problem, but what's that? Kind of getting the trigger, I mean kind of not. Okay, there we go. What happened there? So done it for both, I'm not sure what's happened there. Let's click on here. 20,000. 8,000. Why is it not taking another one? Seems to be struggling with the trigger. Why? Oh, okay, let's try that. There we go, that's better. Right, so that other 20,000 can go over. So what I'm going to do is whiz back. What was it we needed? It wasn't liquid fertilizer, was it? It was solid. We can have a look at our recipes and things now then. So, grain... Oh, okay, so it's not. Oh, that's interesting. So, we can do corn, canola, sugar beet. We can do our fruit and veg, but it's... Oh, right. So it does all of them. So it's crops, plural. So the fruit and veg will do all three fruit and veg at the same time. That one will do corn, cotton and soybean. That one will do canola and sunflower. And that one will do potato and sugar beet. So the top one then will do... Oh, it does all three. Oat, sorghum and wheat. Not barley, but... Oh, it's lime it needs as well. So I need to put some seed in, some lime in and some solid fertiliser. And I can run all three of those. Wow, that's... Wow, that's a bit different. Right. Right, so lime. Well, I've got all of them. I've got lime, I've got solid fertiliser, and I've got seed. I just hope it doesn't take 20,000 litres of each, otherwise we could be in trouble. Got quite a little market garden going on here, haven't we? Not doing conventional crops. So again, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to, when I said about putting all one crop in all 3 fields, one of the big fields I'm going to put wheat or barley in. The same as sunflower for the pig food that I did before. I'm going to use those greenhouses to tide me over until we've got enough crop. And I've got a fair bit, but the thing being, if I do decide to go with a huge amount of chickens, which is what I'm aiming for, they're going to get through a huge amount of feed. So I think, let's switch to that one and put in, I've got to be careful here because I'm pretty sure I can't put back into here. It's going to be 20,000 in case it takes 10 of it, because it can't be that much surely. Switch to that, put that in. I've no idea how much we've got in here at the moment, so let's double check. Right, so manure in 707,000 litres, and we've got 130,000 litres of solid fertiliser that we can use, utilise, sell, whatever we want to do. So that's chugging away. This might be a gauge. We'll see how much this takes, and hopefully, actually I'll turn all those off now. How much seed have we got in here? Seed, 30,000 litres. Okay, so we have got enough. If it's any more than 10,000 litres in each one, that's going to really eat into our seed. But I suppose we can always get that running again with what corn we've got in there. Mind you, I need the corn for pig food. I could always get the thing running over at the our seed production facility. I could let that run for a little bit. I suppose we're in that situation now because we've got the money. I could let that run for a little bit and produce the seed over there now. One of the reasons I switched it over was because of the expense of potentially what it was going to cost. I don't know why I bought the second trailer actually. I shouldn't have even bothered. Should have dropped that off. Right, let's put that in. Oh. Okay, that was 4,000. That bodes a little bit better. Okay. I'm pretty sure I can't put this back into that fertiliser production, so I'm going to have to put it into the silo. Right, so I'm going to grab the lime, I'm going to grab some seed, we'll put all of the stuff in that it needs, and I'll get my, I'm going to use the little tanker I've got, next to the horse, because, what was that, 20,000 litres? Rather than bring the massive tanker over, I suppose I could bring the big tanker over, it depends how much it's going to require, I suppose. We'll see. Like I said, just try some stuff out, why not? All the other elements are in. That's elements, not elephants. And so we're going to put the water, I don't know why I said that. We're going to put some water in. The other thing we need to check as well is our TMR situation, and check on the pig food situation and top them up. It's just all the bits and bobs just need to button up. It's, you know, it's now just gone 10 to 3, October 2 into November. And if I remember from last year, it got really dark really early as we went into November, December, and the sun didn't really come up very high as we went through both those months. The snow was insane right the way through till February time, really deep, really heavy. So it's going to be a case of just keeping all the animals fed and everything topped up, and that's what I've said before about that sort of concept. Big difference as well between here and on Carpathian is like now there's no contracts, there's nothing available on here. On Carpathian right the way through till November we had harvesting contracts, because the harvesting cycles, if we go to there, vastly different. although I did still make a mistake. So a lot of the stuff can be planted a little bit later on Carpathian. But then into November, December, January, February, I still had cultivating jobs, fertilising jobs, whereas from here there was nothing right the way through to March. So that kind of concept of sort of batten down the hatches and skip through is fine, works really well until you've got animals. Okay, that took a lot more than I thought it was going to. All the other things worked out other than the manure. The solid fertiliser, the lime and the seed were all 4,000 litres each, so it wasn't actually too bad. I've got my water. I need to put another standpipe in because I took the other one out, but we have got one over here by the horse. So what we'll do is top up here and go back. Yeah, so it's keeping everything, all the animals and stuff fed when you skip through, and it's the concept is okay, but you've just got to make sure if you've got feed mixers, productions, you need to mix feed, you need to use bales, you need to do bedding, whatever it is you're going to do. You just try and keep on top of it as best you can. The greenhouses so far, the open garden and the one for our subcontractor Mike, seem to be okay. They will need a little bit of topping up here and there, but they seem to be lasting a fair amount of time, I'm not going to lie. And we do have, and I haven't used it yet, for the open gardens there's what's it called? Let's put that in. I'm hoping it is 20,000 it takes. So a quick check. It's probably going to be 30 or 40 or something, isn't it? Where's that? There we go. Oh no, it's going to be way more. 40,000, isn't it? So I need to double up on that. I can get them going though. So I'm going to do all three. I don't know if that's going to make a difference. It should do. So we'll get the grain crops going, and we'll get the grain crops going on that one, and I'll top both up. So we should get oats, sorghum and wheat. I was only planning on doing wheat. There we go. Get some more water in. Get some more grass in for the sheep as well. I need to do that too. What was I saying? Oh yeah, a distribution hub thing, and that's under here, isn't it? Where are we? Is it container or tools? Might be tools. No, maybe not container. Maybe it's under production. Oh, maybe if it sends out multiple things. Or did I dream it? I'm sure I didn't. There we go, that's it. Distributor. So that will do seed, solid fertiliser, manure and water. So the only difference I would need would be for 2 other gardens and greenhouses. Maybe I should put one of those in, what do you reckon? And then I've just got to bring everything to one then, and it will send it all out everywhere. If I put it kind of over here or something, that's requiring a fair bit of landscaping. Having a central place for it all would make more sense, wouldn't it? And I'll just bring it all to that, and it should send it out wherever it needs to go. That's where I take a gamble. How much is it going to deform the ground? And if I put it the right way round, same thing again, every single time. Everyone's a winner. That's why. That wasn't too bad. A little bit of landscaping required. So what I'll do now then, I'll just top that up. Put some manure into it, put some seed into it, put some fertiliser, and it should be good. Let that do its thing. Why not? Let's give it a go. Let's go to the farm and check out the stuff. I'll need to do a bit of landscaping. Yeah, that's made that into quite a bump here, hasn't it? Right then, it's time to check on our feed situation. So, cows, I need to make. I said I'm going to leave this running because this will be running constantly in the last episode, if you think back that far. And I'll keep topping the cows up whenever they need to. And the pig food mixer added some more in there, but I think that's run out of corn, so we'll go over and check how much that's got in it. I'll top the pigs up. So yeah, I'm just going to feed the animals, sort them out. Horse is alright, horse is fed. We have got, actually let's find out what we've got. 45,000 litres of total mixed ration. I'll take all 45. We'll go over to the cows and then we'll go to the sheep, make sure they're topped up. Yeah, this is one of those ones I was saying. Well, no, I'd say that no, because we have delivered some stuff. I say there are those episodes where you've just got general day-to-day jobs to do, and this is one of them. Just making sure the animals are all fed. But we have, to be fair, sold some stuff, used the train in a way that I hadn't even thought about using or trying. So thank you for that, Bear and Papa. We gave that a go, and we now know that that works, as well as the fact that now the train is working again. Maybe you never had a problem with it, but in the update that was sorted. And we've added in those 2 new greenhouses, which should give us some wheat. And again, that's a stopgap. In all honesty, it's just to make sure we've got enough. I'm not putting in the chicken coops now because no, I don't think. What I want to do is let the greenhouses run for a bit, so we've built up a bit of a stock. That way, if we do put them in and find they're getting through what we've got in storage really quickly, we have got some backup already in place, I think. It's a difficult one. That distributor was a good shout. I don't know why I haven't used that before, actually. So, down past our sheep. They've been chugging away quite happily. Got an escapee. How? What? It's just eyeballing me. Staring me down. What are you doing? You're supposed to be in there. Yeah, I don't think he's supposed to be. It's like he's stuck. How weird. Coming back straight out without that rear trailer suddenly. Oh, that's right. I thought it was going to suddenly flip around on us. We're good. So, how are we looking? Health 50%. We've got food, 58,000 litres in there. Is that what I thought? I'd put more than that. Well, that's going to barely have scratched the surface as well, so let's check on that. Our cows. Water and straw is fine, but our feed capacity, we need to put a load more in, don't we? Actually, sheep aren't looking too bad at the moment. And the pigs, could top them up a little bit. So we'll whiz over and have a look at that. I'm thinking I might landscape this gap. I left it for the time being, but realistically, if we were to maybe put another animal pen in, which we might do, we might put another cow one in, I'm not sure yet. I suppose we could do the chickens here. Quite a big area, isn't it? I'm just thinking, if we were to put crop in the ground, that's a really awkward little edge bit. So I guess we could come straight up here and landscape that, put some more grass in maybe. So I suppose, yeah, we could have cows and the chickens down here. I'm just trying to look and think about the landscape and the most room we've got. So that's field 50. Yeah, I mean realistically, that's where I was thinking of putting them there. And that's quite narrow, I think, because you can get out either end of the big chicken barns. Maybe, consider we bought the field, so Mike could do his thing, have a bit of land. That's definitely a bigger space, isn't it? Compared to that. This may be where we put the chickens in, I think. See, cows agree. Let's go and check on the pigs, shall we? I've grabbed some more corn because it definitely needs some more corn putting in, and then what we'll do, we'll take a little bit out and we won't need very much. I've been very impressed with the speed and efficiency of that mixer. Actually, we'll go this way. I gave myself a couple of routes round through into the new farm area, but I'm also thinking, I bought that lime spreader. I said, oh, it's time to get a new lime spreader. I've thought about using this, and I thought, what do I use it on? Oh, mind you, no, it was FS19. I was thinking I used it on Spectacle Island, but that was FS19. I was thinking about maybe getting a self-propelled one. There's a couple of ones. There's the Case. What was it? Not Trident. Titan sprayer. And you can have turn the lights off. There's a couple of options we can have for that. I think one's a sprayer back and one's a fertiliser back. So maybe a self-propelled fertilising unit. I mean, we're not around to fertilising yet. When we get to do our fields again, we will be, but oh, I need I brought this over in this, and it needs to be put in with a bucket, doesn't it? Ignore me, that'll go back. I'm pretty sure it's run out anyway, we'll double check that. Put that there. Right, how we're looking. Yep, corn's run out. We've got a little bit of sunflower, a little bit of potato in there, but we've got 24,000 litres of pig food. For the amount of pigs we've got at the moment, that's going to keep us chugging away, so yeah, I need to put some corn in here. But what we'll do is feed the pigs. Now the other problem I'm going to have, this is the only downside with this, I don't think, again, I'm not sure, the same as when I do my fertiliser production, if you take too much fertiliser out, you can't put it back into it. It's not like a storage silo. So I'm not sure whether or not, if I've got pig food left over, if I don't use it all, whether I can put it back into here or not. I think I'm going to be better off, rather than using the trailer, I'm going to go and grab the tractor with the front loader, grab the bucket, I'll bring some, what am I doing? Take the corn back. I'm going back anyway, why walk when I can take the corn? We are starting to lose that light. Let's try this again, shall we? moved a bit faster than I recall. Let's turn that back on. Yeah. Let's double check. No. Piling up on the floor. Same problem using a bucket. I'll scoop up a pig. Check that now. There we go, 14,000 litres. We are full. Question is, can I put that back into the silo? Or the mixer, should I say. If I can't, we've got to put it into a silo and store it. Please let me put it back in. Yes. Excellent, that's that done. Just got a rear trailer hitch on it. Don't think it has. That weight. No. So I'm not going to lie, that was kind of embarrassing. Looking back at footage taken, yes, apparently it didn't go back in, it went all over the floor. So, I picked up a little bit, but I've had to go and get the auger because it wouldn't let me get the rest out. So we'll tip the rest into here. Can't believe that happened. I think that's all of it cleared out, isn't it? That's 2,587 litres I cannot leave on the floor. I will not leave on the floor. That's going to need to go into a silo for storage. What we'll do, turn that off. No. Stop overloading, move that out of the way, and try and avoid doing that again. I shall move that later on. And with that, we've come to the end of this episode. So we'll see what happens with the wheat situation. I'll carry on with the feeding the animals. I'll skip ahead a little bit. I'm not sure how far ahead we'll go, and then I've got to be careful. I'm not sure if it's still the same. If there's snow on the ground, it never used to let you place stuff if there was snow. We'll see how we go with the snow situation, and then we'll look at getting in the big chicken barns. I haven't also decided whether or not, if I sell the liquid fertiliser we build up and we've got a lot of money, whether or not to buy half as many as I need for each building and then let them reproduce to go up to the full amount, or whether to just buy the full amount, just buy them all, just go maximum straight away. Anyway, regardless of all that, I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, again, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.